Well, Josh, we're here again to talk about another huge fight in the Quest Boxing League. Last time out, the league's fans saw you lift the national light cruiserweight title, but this time out, I'd say, without a shadow of a doubt, an even bigger fight on Saturday, March the 4th, the K2 Arena, Crawley, West Sussex, and you're up against somebody who the league's fans know very, very well, Max Chart. And this time, it's the national light heavyweight title that's on the line. So, first and foremost, it seems like it's been a while, but how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Can't believe it's come around so quick, and really looking forward to it. Like I say, back on the big stage against a man who's considerably sought after, who I'd probably say is going in the favourite as well. And yeah, really looking forward to getting in there.
Well, let's dive straight in. We can look back at your previous fights. We can look back at obviously Max's previous fights as well. But I want to dive straight in because, like I say, people know Max Chart. He's been in the competition. There's a lot of fighters who have openly said that they'd like to fight him. You've got the opportunity on March the 4th. So let's break Max Chart down as an opponent and really sort of find out from you how you rate him as an adversary and you know what he brings to this fight.
I mean, look, firstly, it's pleased to say that obviously we've got the opportunity, and it's for the national belt as well. I think Max brings wealth of experience, talent, boxing ability, a good fan base as well, and I think it's important, certainly on the bigger stage, to sort of carry momentum, lift you, bring adrenaline to the game as well, and it's going to be a great night. From a boxing ability front, I think I've not watched and analysed him personally. I'll tend to focus on my own game and what I look to implement, and basically bring anyone to my game, to my boxing style. So I've not watched him specifically, as I just said, but I rate him highly, and I think he's probably one of the best in this division. So if you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best.
Absolutely. I mean, I know, chatting to a few people, the light heavyweight division seems to be, I would say now, one of the best divisions in the competition in terms of the layers of talent that are stacked up in there. You've got the likes of yourself coming down from light cruiserweight. You've got Max Chart. You've got your stablemate Joe Howard. You've got James Bozarth. You've got former regional super middleweight champion Eri Seljukai, the Albanian Tornado. He's moving up to light heavyweight this season. So when you look at the mix of fighters, they always say, you know, you need a good dance partner.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of good dance partners in this division. Yeah. So whoever moves forward and wins this title, there won't be a shortage of suitors wanting to challenge for it. But I mean, like you say, Chart, we've seen him in the past. We've seen him against the likes of Brady Lassa. We saw him against Darren Sercombe on his Quest debut. Previously to that, he boxed and won titles in Queensbury Boxing League. So he enters this fight with the pedigree, but for yourself, you know, we saw you on your debut against Alex Vickers, great performance, last time out winning the light cruiserweight title. So how have you approached Chart in the fact that, you know, he is well known, and I think that brings, like you say, another dynamic, that you're not going in there against an unknown who your fans will be going, well, who's Max Chart? You know, and people who have seen the competition know that you're going in with somebody who you can already see yourself and how you stack up against. So, you know, how have you approached the Chart fight?
No difference or anything else. But worry about my game. I think, and just on that, I mean, firstly, never look past, like, there's a wealth of sort of talent within this division, which is really exciting, and it's exciting for everyone else that's in there. Some good like battles, and you could lose one fight and then jump into another fight at the top level because ability's there. So that's definitely one thing. As for like how have I planned or worked towards Max and the fight, it was no different to the Jack one, the second time round, which obviously wasn't Jack, but it's work on my game, work on my training sessions, get in where I can, get the cardio in, get the boxing sparring in, get the boxing pad sessions in with John. I've got a great team around me, and I think, just focus on my own game, really. I press, boxing ability, I won't outbox Max, that's one thing for sure. And I think if it goes to that game, it's going to be interesting to see how I can counteract his boxing ability, his back foot stepping. So I'll be there, I'll press, I'll walk him down, I'll take hits, I'll slip hits, and I'll land. That's my game.
We were talking off camera and we were saying that, in boxing, not just in Quest, but, boxing as a sport, there have been countless times where a good fighter tries to be the boxer in a fight and ends up coming unstuck, and equally the boxer tries to be the fighter, and then that obviously doesn't sort of work out for them as well. So do you think there, you kind of touched on it, but is this for you all about, like you're saying, if you don't think that you've got the same level of boxing ability, is this just about making this a fight? And we've seen that when Max is boxing, he's got fantastic skills, great ability, but sometimes when he's drawn into a fight and he's in that sort of heat of the moment, things come a little bit unstuck for him.
Yeah, look, I think it's important to say that you can be an inside fighter, and that's an ability in itself, or a forward fighter is its own ability and it has its own technique. If you are a fighter, sometimes it can be a scrappy event, and that's by no means, I think, what I look to do. I look to slip, create or press in off the distance, and styles make fights. And I think that this is definitely going to be an interesting one, because, like you say, if he gets drawn into a fight, will that then play into my hands? If he can, and to anyone out there within the light heavyweight division, if you can box for 5 rounds, evading my pressure and land, you will probably win. I'm not sort of going to glorify my own ability here, but I will press and I will consistently come down on you. You can land your best shot, I'll take it on the chin and I will press. And I carry power. And that's what I do, and that's what I'll bring to every game. And I just think that if we're in the pocket, I will probably be able to outwork most people and land. So yeah, I think, like going back to the previous point, it's not about strategizing for other people, for Max or for anyone else in the division. I'll work on my game. I'll work with Jake Sutton, my coach, and S&C. I'll build the strength to last, not the first round, but all the way through to the 5th, 6th and beyond. So yeah, I bring my game.
We saw in the, going back, obviously not your title win up at light cruiserweight, but the fight before that against Jack Dowling, a bit of a slow start. And you said, when you were scheduled to fight Jack again in the rematch, you were saying, that's something I need to work on, the slow start, because I can't afford to have that kind of slow start again. So I have to be more sort of firing out of the blocks from the sort of from the get-go. I know Chart himself as well. I mean, he's sort of he normally sort of, he's not the fastest starter as well. I mean, he likes to get into his rhythm, but do you think that this fight is going to sort of be crucial for both of you to start fast?
It's 5 rounds. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you've got 2 slow starters, it might spice up on the 3rd, 4th or 5th, but by then you could lose the fight if it goes the distance. You plan to win the fight, you don't plan to stop, in my opinion. You don't plan to knock out, get the stoppage, you plan to go the distance. And the mistake I made the first fight with Jack was probably down prior to fitness. I felt fit at the end of it, but realistically speaking, we worked on the second game plan when we fought him again, which was to be fit and get off from the start. I carry the fitness now, and thankfully I can sort of work that in the ring, and I don't plan to start slow. I plan to come and really press from the moment that we start. I think I probably carry a bit of a size advantage over Max, and let's hope that I can press him from the off and maybe make him work. Maybe that will also kickstart his game, where he's a slow starter. If he's on the back foot being pressed consistently very quick, then hopefully it'll bring the best performance out of Max as well.
And in terms of coming down to light heavyweight, I know sort of you've been very sort of honest that some of your weight cuts have been less than ideal, having to lose vast amounts of weight in a very short space of time, which ultimately takes away from performance. But we're just under 4 weeks out from the show March the 4th at K2. How is the preparations? Not so much, and not talking tactics, not talking sort of what you've been working on, but targeting that sort of coming in at weight, but obviously feeling still strong, not feeling drained and sort of depleted. Yeah,
I think I'm grateful that I sort of have that taken out of my hands. So Tuts, FCT will deal with the dietary, like what I'm taking in, the amount of my macros, my protein, my carbs, my fats, and I trust him implicitly to get me to that stage where I'm on weight, on time, for now, it's going perfect. I feel fit. I'm eating more than I normally do when I've done it before, and I'm still losing weight. So clearly the right fuel's going into the body. It's bringing out the right sort of strength for my sessions, and with John over at Southmorton as well. So yeah, it's going well.
I suppose when you look at this fight, as I say, I've briefly chatted to Max Chart when this fight was made, and he said, I'm absolutely buzzing for this. He said, I respect Josh. Yeah. It's nice to have somebody who's going to be standing in front of me that I know, that the fans know, that, you know, people will know the two of us in the competition, looked at our previous fights, and it's nice to have somebody that I know that I'm really up for, and I've upped my levels. You know, I'm really pushing this because I know that Josh is going to be a tough fight. And I suppose equally for yourself, you know, like you said at the start of this, that, you know, a lot of people have wanted to fight Max. You're grateful for the opportunity, but you're coming into this, you know, knowing that you're going to, from the get-go, add the pressure to this and really kind of take the fight to Max. So when you stand in that ring on fight night, you know, you're both there. Like you say, you bring a great crowd, Max brings a great crowd. The atmosphere at K2 is going to be electric. There's a fantastic fight card, but it must be sort of like, you must just think this is going to be something special.
Yeah, I think it goes without saying, like, the amount of respect I've got for the guy is huge. And I know that he's training hard. I know that he's going to be bringing his best game. And I think, like you say, it takes two to tango. Probably used that quote before. But when we get in there and you add to the mix the platform, you add to the mix the fans, you add to the mix the preparation, the training camp that's gone into it from both sides, and there's only one outcome, and it's a great fight. And look, whoever takes the win on the night, I'm sure they're going to shake their hand at the other person, because I know they're full well that yes, they put everything into it, and I wouldn't want anything else. I wouldn't want an under sort of prepared Max. I want the best of Max, and likewise, I'm sure he wants the best of me.
You said obviously that you've got the power, but do you think that this fight could end by stoppage?
Yeah, I think it takes one punch, and takes knocking the senses on the temple, or just a clean hit to the chin, where for that split second you've dropped your guard, and anyone can get taken out, whether you're whatever weight division through to the top game. So there's no doubt that it's on someone's like got a weak chin or anything like that. You get hit clean with power, you'll get hurt and you'll get stopped. I don't know about Max's power. I can't comment on that. I don't know if he's got stoppage wins, knockouts, etc. But I'm sure if he lands clean, it's going to hurt probably. I've got a fairly good chin, so I mean, look, we'll see if it happens. I do get caught a few times, so if I land and there's a consistent level of punches that goes through and that land clean, I'm sure that you don't want your fighter to get hurt, so hopefully the corner chuck it in, or the ref sees fit to stop it. But I'll be coming to try and stop him.
Well, it is a fascinating fight in prospect, and as I say, it is the main event. The show is called Undisputed, and whoever walks away with that belt on the night will definitely be the undisputed light heavyweight king of Quest Boxing League. So I know it's obviously a long day for yourself, and I'm sure you want to get off now, but obviously thank you for your time. And again, it's going to be a fantastic fight. It headlines the show, March the 4th, K2 in Crawley. And Josh, I know, and I speak for everybody that I've spoken to in the lead up to this fight, that everyone's looking forward to this. It's going to be a barnstormer, and we look forward to seeing you ringside March the 4th.
Thanks very much. Take care.